friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to run some bookish errands. I have to go to the Strand, one because I do want to sell a couple of books. I have about 2 bags worth of books. This is like the fullest one. And see if there's any books that I want using some of the credit that I hopefully will get when selling these books. And then we're gonna go to Barnes because there were a couple of releases that came out this week that I still want to purchase. Come back here, drop off whatever I got, and then we're gonna head back out because I have to go to the library and return some books to the library. So we have a lot of bookish fun things to do today. I made a coffee. I'm actually glad I left a little later because my dad was waiting for a package and it came the other day and never told me that he was waiting for a package. So they came and they left a note saying that we miss you and we'll come back another day. And today was that day. So I got my dad's package. I believe it's a phone. Anyway, we're gonna leave in a couple minutes, but I wanted to make a coffee and start this video, introduce what we're doing, what's going on. It's gonna be a fun day. Let's go have a bookish day. So update time, excuse the loudness, it was quite loud here, but I just got finished at the Strand. They took most of the books I had, so that's good. And then I'm going to Barnes. Back home. The Strand went very well, surprisingly. Normally with the Strand, when I try to sell books, sometimes they don't take a lot of them, but they took a good amount compared to what I gave them, so that was a success. But now since I'm home, I'm just going to drop off the books and then I'm going to grab my library books and then we're going to head to the library to return the library books and then hopefully find some other library books. I'm really bad at this, but I'll put a library book on hold and then I will forget that I put a book on hold. And then by the time I remember, the hold is gone. So anyway, I had a bunch of library books that I wanted to pick up, but I kept forgetting to pick them up. So now I have to go search in the library for them, which is totally fine, honestly, because who doesn't like perusing in a library? Now, out of all of the library books, I read 4 out of the 5 of them. So that's pretty good. So I did read What Lies in the Woods. I also read The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. I read Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, which I got my own copy of because I absolutely loved it. I did read Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan. And then the last book that I ended up not getting to was The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armaz. I could renew it, but I don't think I'm going to get to it next month. So I'm going to let somebody else borrow it. And, you know, I can always borrow it again. I don't really want to wear a coat. I might wear like a little jacket. Actually, yeah, I might put on a little jacket, but I'm not going to put on that long coat because it's kind of warm outside and I get hot very easily. Let's see. So I have my Tootsie jacket. Listen, I like tour jackets for the gag. If you're going to ask me if I'm going to wear it every day of my life, the answer is probably no. I have my Mean Girls one. I don't know if I want to wear that either. I have my pink jacket. Oh my god, where is it? I don't know where my other one is. And it's like this in black, except it just doesn't have Tootsie the Musical on it. We're ready for the library. Let me go grab these books. Where's my purse? Every time I'm trying to leave the house, I'm always losing things. Oh, here's my purse. We are off. We are back. So, I am back from the library. We're going to do a little bit of a library book haul and everything that I got today in the city. What do I want to start with? Let's start with the books I got from the Strand. The first two books that I got are both part of the same series. The first book is called Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Samsbury, and then the second book is called Blood Like Fate. I'm really excited about this because I've heard people really like this series. It's supposed to be young adult fantasy, so I think I'm going to add this to the TBR for the month of February. The next book I purchased was a book that I already read, but I really enjoyed, and I borrowed it from the library, but I just needed my own copy, and it is Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I really enjoyed that book, and I wanted my own copy, so here it is, and it is in pretty good condition. Then this was on my want to buy list for a while, and it's called Church Girl by Naima Simone. It says, she's a preacher's daughter, a runaway bride, and now the not quite qualified nanny for a sexy tattoo artist with a beautiful daughter and a dirty mouth. What's a bad boy to do with a woman like her? Everything. Okay, I believe this is supposed to be a romance, and after reading that, I think we're gonna have a good time with it. Now, the last book I kind of got because the cover was just really pretty, and it's called Very Valentine by Adriana Trigiani, and this is a first book in a supposed trilogy. I didn't see the other books on the shelf, so I'm not sure if the other books are out in the series yet. The cover looked really pretty. I don't know what else to tell you, and it was only $6. Follows rich people, so I think I'm gonna like it. So now let's go through all the books I got from Barnes. The first book I purchased was The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. I've heard really good things about this book. The second author, Victoria Christopher Murray, she's coming out with another book next week, and I really wanted to read it, but everyone says that this book is amazing, so I figured I would read this one first before I read her next book. And then this was one of my most anticipated reads for the month of January, and it's called The Rainfall Market by Yu Yang Guang. The premise of this sounded really cool, and I wanted to give it a try. It's a lot shorter than what I was expecting. The cover is also really pretty. Then I picked up Pride by E.B. Zaboy, and as you guys know, I am a huge fan of her writing. I loved Nigeria Jones. I really liked My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich, and I saw this on the shelf today, and it's supposed to be a remix of Pride and Prejudice, and that's one of my favorite books. Then, if you guys don't know, when I go out to go book shopping, I always pick up a graphic novel, and this one I believe is written by a Black author, and it's called Hover Girls by Geneva Bowers. And again, the cover was really pretty, and then I did flip through the book a little bit, and the art is really cool. Then I picked up I Think They Love You by Julian Winters, and this is supposed to be an Eminem romance, second chance, fake dating situation. This is a recent release, and I think I talked about it in one of my other videos about upcoming releases. Then I picked up Spiral by Ball Cabra. I haven't read Collide, but I saw somebody that I follow on TikTok talk about really enjoying this one, so I was like, you know what? Let's just pick it up. Then the last book I got from Barnes & Noble was A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin. We're following Dunk and Egg, and it's following Sir Duncan the Tall and Egg, who is part of the Targaryens, and they both go on some adventures together. Also, I do believe that this book will be adapted into a television series. This is still in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, but it's taken place like a couple of years before the Game of Thrones events happen. I'm hoping to get to it before the TV show comes out. And There's some really cool drawings in here. Now on to the library books. The first book I got was This Girl's a Killer by Emma C. Wells, and this is supposed to be a thriller. Every time I went in Barnes & Noble, there would be like a little note on the bottom of the book basically saying we support women's wrongs, and I'm like, yeah. The next book I picked up was All Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. I loved Razorblade Tears, so I definitely wanted to pick up some more of his writing. Then we picked up This Cursed House by Del Sandine, and I'm planning to read this book in the month of February. I'm really excited about it, and it's supposed to be horror. Then we have another horror book. It's called Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, and I've seen a few people talk about this book on here, so I wanted to give it a try. I also picked up The Accidental Pinup by Danielle Jackson, and this is supposed to be a romance. It looks like it's an enemies to lovers romance, which is even better. Then I picked up A Caribbean Heiress in Paris by Adriana Herrera, and this has been on my TBR for quite some time, so when I saw it in the library, I knew I had to grab it. Then I picked up In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. Anything that takes place in New York, I will always read. I love books that take place in New York. And then the last book I got from the library is called Groupies by Sarah Priscus. And this book takes place in the 1970s, and we're following this girl who dropped out of college, and she decides to pick up her camera, drive the Greyhound bus to Los Angeles, and follow this rock and roll group. That is the haul. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog that I put together. I've had a good time. Let me know in the comments if you read any of these books, and if you liked it or disliked it. You know, let's start a conversation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button down below. Also, if you're not subscribed already, I would love if you could click the subscribe button as well, and click the notification bell so you can get notified when I post a video. Keep on reading, y'all.